Let's have a little bit of contact there from Scott. He musters his way past.
Contact.
Into the back of...
Muggleton just has to cross over this crest. He will cross the line and will win the championship.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to the V8 Supercar America Series. We are here live from New South Wales, Australia. It is no stranger to us at Mount Panorama, Bathurst. It is finally here. I can't wait. The second time that this series will be at the wonderful Bathurst for 31 laps around this magnificent place. It just holds so much wonders here in history. This is V8 Supercars Americas, and V8s are presented by V8s Online. We want to let you know that tonight's show will be brought to you by the V8 Supercar Fan Group, Direct Clutch Services, and our very own V8s Online Superstore. I'm JD Smith, and with me tonight will be Kane Kraft. Kane, we're here, buddy. It is time for Bathurst.
Yeah, we've waited a long time for Bathurst. This has got to be one of the favorites here in the V8 Supercars America Series, and for V8 Supercars in general. The mountain just holds such magnificence. You know, the track is just amazing, and iRacing has done an unbelievable job representing this track for us sim racers. And it's just, even just to load up the sim racer and get in the car and drive around this track, the only thing you can say is just how awesome it is. And even in the simulator, it's just awesome. So I'm excited to be here. It's definitely one of my favorite tracks, and one of the favorite tracks of most everybody here.
Yeah, it's outstanding, and we're getting ready to go. Everything's sounding great, and we'll be heading to the track here in just a little bit, about 6 minutes, until the drivers will be heading to their cars and getting warmed up for this event. You know, it's been a fantastic season so far, Kane, here in 2014. We've had a magnificent run so far. We started out with Mosport and had a great opener. Of course, went to Brands Hatch and then Watkins Glen Road, Atlanta. And last week we were at Montreal, and that leads us to the middle of our season. This is officially the middle of the season here at Week 6, Bathurst. What a great middle of the season to have. For a lot of the drivers, this is the big crown of the season. I mean, this is it. You want to win Bathurst. If you're not going to be able to win the points championship, you can feel like a champion just with a victory here at this just legendary track. And it just has its own special aurora of feelings, and it's just one of the most incredible places we go all season long. I'm just so excited to get things underway. Talk a little bit about strategy, Kane. When we look at the race tonight, we will be doing 31 laps around Bathurst tonight. It's over 4 miles in length, but one of the big things that it's right at 4 miles actually. But what I wanted to say was, I was looking at fuel mileage. You know me, I'm always curious. What can these things do on fuel mileage? Looks like tonight these guys are going to be squeezing out 15 laps on a full tank. It's going to be hard to get 16 to 17 laps, but I'm sure they're going to have to do it if they want to make it on only one stop tonight. They'll be able to do that, but as long as they do minor fuel saving, they'll be able to make it on one stop tonight. But it is a pit stop race, so it's going to be very interesting. Strategy will be involved. And anytime you get on a track like this where it's just, so much elevation change, this is really such a unique track. If we have some tight racing, we're going to see a lot of action tonight, Kane. We're going to be seeing some guys that are going to get messed up into some accidents. And I hate to say that, but it's just the inevitable. Even the best of the best, it's going to happen. And I'll be shocked if we have a clean race all the way through. I know this place. It's a wonderful place. But that's part of the excitement of Bathurst, man. It is just one of the best places. I'm so excited to get this thing going.
Yeah, definitely. As you mentioned before, it's been kind of an exciting season so far, and bring everybody up to speed here a little bit on the points. Right now we've got Mark Anderson in the lead in the points with a total of 742 points, and he's got a pretty good lead over second place Nigel Baines, who's only got 589. And then we've got defending champion Marlon McMullen, who's got 583. So pretty close battle there between Nigel Baines and Marlon McMullen for the second spot. And Kamikaze driver Michael Fulcher is in fourth with tied for fourth with 583. So Kamikaze is really doing great this season. Got Mark Anderson up in the lead in the championship standings, and Mike Fulcher tied for the third place. So great job to Kamikaze Racing, and Nigel Baines sitting in the second spot. In fifth place we got Chad Chastain, sixth place Michael Schreier, and seventh place Corey Preston, Sanjin Delalix in eighth, Samuel Collins in ninth, and Kurt Stenberg's in 10th.
That's outstanding. We're like we said, this is week 6, so we've had 5 weeks of racing under our belts, and this is how the championship standings are to this point. Still a lot of room left to be made up in the standing points for anybody that's in the top 20 right now. The opportunity is still there. We have the added drop weeks and things like that to help out as well. So look for that to help out as well. Bathurst will be huge. You want to do good here. Everybody wants to win here. That's not a secret. But the big thing is you can't lose sight of the big picture, and that is the points championship, Kane. If you can get a third place finish versus giving it everything you have, 130%, and end up in the wall and your day is ruined, you'll take that third place all day. I know that, like I said, it's a lot of guys. This is the race to win. It's a big, big, big pride issue. If you win this race, you get bragging rights for an entire season. You're the winner of Bathurst here in the V8 Supercar America Series top split, and that is quite an accomplishment. We should see a lot of big name drivers here with us on the track this evening, or this afternoon rather, and I can't wait to get things started, buddy. It is really truly going to be an incredible event, the second annual Bathurst here on the V8 Supercar America's calendar, and here in the second season that we've had this. We've only had one official race here so far. This is the second one, and ever since we've added iRacing to the schedule, it is just, iRacing, as soon as iRacing added Bathurst to the schedule, it has just been unbelievable, and I can't wait to see if things differ a little bit this second time around, Kane, versus what we saw several months back the first time we visited this track last season in 2013. I think we may see some of the drivers drive a little bit differently tonight now that they're a little more comfortable with it as they've had more time on the track.
Yeah, I know that this track is so tough that a lot of the drivers are they'll consider finishing this race a plus. I know that it's a long, grueling 31 laps, and a lot of drivers, they're going to feel like they got to win just from finishing this thing without going to the garage. So it's going to be tough, but there's a lot of pride that goes along with this race. This is the Daytona 500 of the road courses, and when by winning this one, it's not just a regular old win. This is being king of the mountain here. This is a very big deal.
Well, we'll say the Daytona 500 of V8s. We'll say that. I know we'll have some of the open wheeler guys have a comment about that as well. they'll say, "Hey, what about us over here at Monaco?" So, but yeah, it is for the V8 guys. This is the cream of the crop, and to me, it is the best of the best. I'll take Mount Panorama over Monaco with the open wheelers, and I'll take it over the Daytona 500, and that is really strong coming from an oval guy like myself, Kane. This place is just magical. It's definitely the most beautiful racetrack to me that we will visit all year long. It's just gorgeous, man. You get up, climbing up the mountain, and get up to Brock Skyline up at the top, and you just look out over the mountain at the breathtaking views I remember last broadcast I had here, we had a flyby video that I had made, and it was just so fun making it because it was just so beautiful, and I could not believe just how great this track looks. You can get lost just in the surrounding areas in this track. It's just awesome and breathtaking views. But it has some of the most intense racing you'll see as well. That amazes me every time that we race here, that we get to see these incredible battles. They'll sit here and drive 4-mile laps for 31 laps, and we still have tight racing at the end. It's just amazing to me how that can happen. And but these guys are the best of the best, and they'll show that again here today.
Yeah, that's true. These guys are the best of the best, and this track is the best of the best. Like you said, it is just magnificent. It is just so beautiful. I have taken a tour just kind of flying around here and looking at all the detail that iRacing has put into this track. They have really done a phenomenal job.
Yeah, here's a fun fact, Kane. One of the big things at Bathurst with the locals, you know, it's not a track 365 days a year. It's only a track on race week, and but other than that, it's just a normal neighborhood, and it's a normal road. And what's so neat about it is all the residential areas around here. It's a big thing for their locals to customize their mailboxes here. It's just a unique thing that they do, and they all have these really unique mailboxes. And iRacing has done so well with the laser scanning, and they paid so much attention to the detail that they have even included the mailboxes on these people's houses just as they are in the real life Bathurst. It's amazing. They also even have, you can actually look on a couple of the trees. There's a Ford logo that a fan has etched into a tree on the track, and it has also been laser scanned into our sim racing counterpart here. It's amazing what all, if there's a bump in the road coming out of somewhere running up Sullivan Park there, it's going to be there on this laser scanned IRA. It's just amazing, Kane, what they've done with this place. So as we get ready to head on, it's about that time. The guys are in their cars and getting warmed up, and we're going to have 15 cars on the grid today. So this is going to be a pretty exciting race. We got some big names going to be involved. Chad Chastain returning this week. Bo Cattell. Corey Preston has been unbelievable as of late. He has really been impressive. Look for him to really continue his newfound success. I mean, he has just been up at the top for the past 3 weeks in a row. I'll look for him to continue that here this afternoon.
Yeah, me too. He's definitely been great. We also got the points leader, Mark Anderson, who is here tonight with his teammate Michael Fulcher. Those guys have been doing great. And Nigel Baines up in the second place in the points championship. He's here, and I know he's been practicing all week. I look for him to do a great job here tonight.
Yeah, let me talk just for a minute about Nigel Baines of SDC Motorsports. He has been phenomenal. I did get word with Nigel Baines' teammate Marty Carroll is unfortunately not going to be able to make it to Bathurst. I know he is very upset that he has not been able to make it to this race tonight. We'll get a word with Marty just a little while. But unfortunately, he had some issues and was not able technically to be here. He wasn't able to be here by some issues with when your sim equipment is not available, then you're not available. It's just like in real racing, buddy. If your motors won't work, then you ain't racing. If you have a failure somewhere, you're done, and you're going to be on the sideline. And unfortunately, Marty is going to be that way this week. But I'm sure Nigel will shine through big and bright, being representing Team SDC out at Bathurst here this afternoon, bud.
I think so. I've seen him run here before. He definitely does a great job. He knows the track really well, and he's really got the skills that it takes to get through this track cleanly and quickly. So
well,
he's got some big competition here today.
We're already gridded up, and this thing's fixing to get going. Bo Cattell is on the front grid. Chad Chastain will be starting on the outside pole. Tobias Zerny, third. Fourth, Marlon McMullen. Corey Preston back in fifth. The engines are revving already, and we're fixing to be green at Bathurst, ladies and gentlemen.
Chad Chastain caught up to Bo really quick off the start. Bo spun his tires quite a bit there at the start, allowing Chad to catch up.
Side-by-side action right now going down Mountain Straight. The tag Ford Falcon has the advantage right now, but here comes Chad Chastain coming into the first turn or second turn. He will be on the inside. It's going to be very interesting to see who will be able to take the lead as they make their way up the mountain. And there you see it with Chad Chastain. Was very smart to get to the inside and was able to make the move into first and gets a nice jump and starts to make his way up the mountain. It will be like this. In first, Bo Cattell has slid back to second as Chad Chastain will be leading. Marlon McMullen slid up into third, pass it over to Tobias Zerny. Tobias will be right behind Marlon McMullen, and then Corey Preston will follow. Behind him will be the kamikaze driver of Mark Anderson, making his way up the mountain. Just behind him is Michael Schreier and Michael Fulcher. Chris Bean is behind him with Dale Nish and Nigel Baines following. Mike Budzine up in here and Bones Fillin. How about them guys up in here tonight? Very good to see them here at Bathurst in the top split. Henry King also has made the grid with Zach Baker being rounding out the final car and the 15th place car at the moment. Right now, going back up towards the leader cane, Chad Chastain leads the guys as they head towards Conrad Straight. And this is the fastest part of the entire circuit, literally blistering their way down this thing. And I mean,
they've got a huge tailwind tonight. Another thing worth mentioning is they've got about a 12-mile-an-hour tailwind that's pushing these guys down the straight.
Well, right now, no problem at all for the Can-Am Motorsport Ford Falcon. Chad Chastain on a tear right now. He has really lifted off to a nice-sized lead. He's got Bo Cattell right there with him at the moment, and those two have their own little pack as behind them is Marlon McMullen trying to lead this third pack. Now Marlon McMullen just made a really good, had a really good jump coming out of Murray Corner, and he's really making his way around here now. He's caught up pretty nice.
Yeah, I know Marlon's got a lot of practice here this week. I believe he won yesterday's V8 Supercars America's race here, so he's definitely one to watch out for tonight. Another thing I can say about Marlon is he really studies the track. He studies the wind and how it's going to affect the cars, and he really studies the track all week long to do the very best job that he can do.
Man, it's amazing watching these guys. They're just so good, and this is just such an incredibly tough track. It amazes me every time that we come here. I know it's only the second time we've officially been here in the V8's America Series, but we've definitely been here a few more times than that. And this place
is the first broadcast of the V8 Supercars America Series here at Bathurst.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I think you're absolutely right. Right now, Bo Cattell trying to find his way around leader Chad Chastain. He is right there trying to make a move as they're heading down into Forest Elbow. Pardon me there. I was getting a little caught up in my words because Chad Chastain found a great little jump out of the turn there and was able to break away, but Bo Cattell on the hunt for the lead.
As they come down the straight here, it's so easy to overshoot the turn here and end up going long on this left-hander. It's just so hard with that tailwind to get it pulled up just in time without going wide. These guys are doing a great job. I know I've missed that turn about every time I've tried.
Boy, it gets really tough, and a good job by the leaders. Still a fantastic job by both Chad Chastain and his Can-Am Motorsports Ford Falcon and the tag Ford Falcon of Bo Cattell, both hanging with Chad very nicely right now. It's a good little battle. We've seen these two battle each other all season long. It's been fun to watch. Here's another great battle. The battle for third position right now. Marlon McMullen has Tobias Zerny on his tail. Two teammates fixing to battle it out for position. And we saw Tobias run last week and was phenomenal. had a really good race, and good to see him here again this week.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him for the second week here. Tobias definitely giving Marlon a run for his money.
Mark Anderson and his teammate Michael Fulcher are separated by Michael Schreier in the LED Innovations Ford, and that is the battle for the 6th position as Michael Schreier tries to find his way up past Mark Anderson. It's not going to be an easy task, though, when you're stuck between the two kamikaze drivers. They sit 1st and 4th in the overall point standings at the moment. And a great move. Good try there by Michael Schreier. He tried to get the nose in there to possibly make a move coming over the top of the mountain. Run out of room and decided better. It's not the best place to try to make an overtake. One of the toughest turns to me here is Forest Elbow right here where the guys just went through. And once they hit, you got to get a good exit on there, though, because if you do, you hit Conrad Straight, and this is the best overtaking opportunity on Mount Panorama. And if you can get a good jump out of Forest Elbow, you can really get a good run down this long straightaway and make a pass.
Chad Chastain starting to pull away just a hair from Beau Cattell, both still just a couple car lengths back, which ain't far at all, especially at Bathurst. But Chad has pulled away a few car lengths there, about a half a second.
Yeah, here lap 4, and I'll go ahead and do a quick rundown of how the guys are currently running. Chad Chastain is in the lead with Beau Cattell following in 2nd. Back in 3rd is Marlon J. McMullen with Tobias Zerny in 4th. 5th place right now is Corey Preston with Mark Anderson in 6th. 7th is Michael Schreier. 8th is Michael Fulcher. Dale Niche back in the 9th position with rounding out our top 10 will be Nigel Baines in the SDC Motorsports Ford Falcon. Chris Bean is in 11th spot with Mike Budzine in 12th. Graham Filand is back in 13th with Henry King in 14th. And back in the 15th spot, ZB Racing Team's Zach Baker is in the final spot on the field at the moment. Speaking of Mike Budzine, it's really good to see him back on the track, Kane. He leads a little 3-way pack running with Graham Filan there, or Bones as we like to call him. Good old Bones is following Mike Budzine really closely right now. And then Henry King's right there as well. It's a nice little 3-way battle, and that is for the 12th spot on the grid here. It's a nice little 3-way nice little 3-way run.
Yeah, Mike's doing a great job there staying ahead of those guys, and those guys are doing a great job just staying up with him. This track is so easy to fall off from the rest of the cars and just end up having to race along by yourself, but as we're seeing tonight, everybody's really sticking
up. Side by side going down Conrad Straight for the lead. Beau Cattell's going to move to the inside and make the pass for the lead, and then leader gets off for just a second.
Oh, he goes wide, and
he's off the track. In trouble for the Can-Am Motorsports Ford Falcon. That's big trouble for Chad Chastain in the number 4 car.
Oh, that's killer for Chad. He went wide there, and boy, he just ran it in just a little too deep with that tailwind. Got her out into the grass, but he's back on the pavement here. That'll give him some chance to get recollected and maybe catch up to Beau.
Fantastic race for the lead right there. Beau Cattell, big advantage at the moment. Will be fun to see if Chad Chastain can make that back up. Probably should have grabbed a race recall replay on that. I was too excited, though, to do it. I was all up into it. Boy, right now, Mark Anderson trying to make his way around Corey Preston of HPR Racing there. And I'm telling you what, Corey Preston has just been on fire as of late. I know Mark Anderson is the points leader, but look who's made their way just around Mark Anderson. It is Michael Schreier, who just made a pass and has moved up into the 6th spot. A very good job by Michael Schreier in the LED Innovations machine.
Yeah, he didn't want to be part of that kamikaze sandwich anymore. He got around Mark Anderson there, and that gets him out of the sandwich, and now just be able to maybe make some forward progress and catch up to Corey Preston up there.
And I want to make an awesome shout out. I want to say hello and shout out to Nigel Baines, who is currently running in the 10th position, has a fantastic new paint this week. Love the new SDC Motorsports paint, and it is looking good. He's trying to he gets a little loose coming out of the turn on exit there. He saves it just fine, though. He's trying to catch up to Dale Niche, who is a teammate of, his teammate's not here tonight, Mr. Sanjin Delilac. It was slipped off my tongue there, and wonder where Sanjin is tonight, but we surely wish him the best and hope he makes a return for Mid-Ohio next week.
Yeah, I don't know if Sanjin made it to the race last night. I didn't get a chance to look at the results, but definitely glad to see Dale here representing the team.
Boy, Marlon McMullen has just been riding really good here as of late. He's had all the pressure in the world by Tobias Zerny and hasn't slipped up at all. He's been very smooth to this point, very consistent. Now he sees Chad Chastain in front of him, and he's trying to catch up to Chad. He sees him right there. If he can get up just a little bit closer to him, he'll be able to benefit from the draft off of him in these long straightaways, really helping him grasp and possibly be able to get up there and fight with Chad.
That won't be long now, and he will get some of that benefit, and we'll see him start to reel him in here before long. Hopefully, he'll get just enough draft to start reeling him in, and maybe he'll be able to catch up to him.
Boy, those guys really come close to that wall. You don't realize it until you look at it as they come up the mountain, but they really get close to contact every lap, and it's amazing to me how they, one little slip up and they're in the wall and they have big damage to the car.
So far tonight, everybody's really been doing a good job. I really expected a little bit more accidents than what we've seen so far. Everybody's just doing a fantastic job driving tonight.
Focus is at a maximum at the moment, and it's just proven time and time again why these guys are the best of the best. They are just continuing to show that why their talent level is this high. It's amazing how great these guys are. Checking back in on Mike Budzing and that crew, they were 3 abreast earlier, or 3 right behind each other. They've split off. Mike Budzing's kind of running away with his machine right now. He's heading off and broken away from the pack. Now Henry King and Bones filing right there, battling it out as the HPR machine will lead the two-way car battle for the moment. And oh man, he got his little tires off there for a second, but everything is okay. Bones gave me a scare for a second there, but he's just fine. Here we are, Kane, already on lap number 7 of 31, and let's talk about Beau Cattell for a minute. What a fantastic job by the tag Ford Falcon. He got up, took an advantage off of a bad move by Chad Chastain, got caught up in a tailwind, and got the off track, but really has not let Chad gain any of that time back, hardly, and doing a really good job. I mean, Chad's pushing really hard right now. He's just 2 seconds off the pace, or off the leader right now, and he's just really pushing, trying to get back up there to Beau.
Going up the mountain is really quite different this time around as opposed to last season when we did it. Having that headwind going up the mountain, it really feels kind of sluggish getting up the mountain. And I just thought I'd mention that how effective the wind can be in these cars on this mountain.
Oh, it's very, very good point. I tell you what, as as Chad Chastain, when he starts to make his way around and gets ready to start a new lap, we should go on board with Chad and watch this guy so some of the guys can just check out a lap here at Bathurst and see exactly what you're talking about, Kane. It's just, I think that'd be a great idea. Right now, the front 2 leaders are running down Conrad Straight, getting ready to end this lap, so it'd be awesome to go on board in just a moment as we speak. In the meantime, we still got Michael Schraer really pushing. He's trying to get up there with Corey Preston and company. It's going to be really tough He's got about a second, or almost a second, to catch up to him, but he can get there. All right, and as Chad Chastain gets ready to start a new lap, if we could catch the onboard camera, and as we are on board, I'll go ahead and show you this lap. Heading down towards turn number 1. This is where you really get on the gas coming out of this first turn. This is Mountain Straight. It's the first in one of 2 long straightaways here at Mount Panorama. There's a really big crest of the bump of the hill right here. You got to be careful. If you're not careful, sometimes the back end will step out on you if you get too much here. Here's the turn number 2, real sharp right-hander. And this is where the mountain climb starts. You really see the elevation change right here. You have 2 left-handers back-to-back. One, and then the second one is really tight right here. You got to be careful and really get off of the speed right. You got to wash off that speed nicely. Then you're going to have 2 right-handers heading up the hill as we head towards Sullivan Park. And as we get over this top of the hill, you'll kind of drop for a second, but then we'll continue the climb as we head up towards Skyline in just a moment. This is a really, really tough part because you're really trying to get a lot of speed. You can gain or lose a lot of speed there at the crest of the mountain as we start the descent downward. The right-hander, then to the dipper. Very famous and very fun, as you see right there. A good job by Chad Chastain. And here is Forrest Elbow. Very difficult. He washes off a lot of speed as he enters that extreme left-hander. And here we hit Conrad Straight in one of the fastest, it is the fastest part of this track, but one of the fastest straightaways in all of road racing. I love it to death. And you see right now him trying to use every bit of draft if he could off of the leader, Beau Cattell. Here is a sharp left-hander. Really got to get off of the speed here and use a little bit of the curb as he did right there. Beautifully done. And as he heads toward the final turn here at Mount Panorama, Murray's Corner, very beautiful lap by Chad Chastain in the 2nd position, and of course back to the start-finish line. Beautiful job. Thanks for going on board with us, guys. That was outstanding.
Chad did gain a little bit of time on that lap. It looks like he might have just lost it going around that last turn there, but he was up to just 1.6 seconds off of leader Beau Cattell. Now it's dropped back down to about 2.2.
I tell you what, Kane, I'm going to bring in a special guest just to talk with us for just a little bit. I'm going to bring in Marty Carroll with us. And let me see if I can get Marty on with us. Marty, you get a copy, buddy? All right, on the broadcast with us, we want to welcome, excuse me, buddy, my good friend Marty Carroll from SDC Motorsports. And as we're watching this fantastic race, buddy, hate that you couldn't be here to drive in it. We wish you back luck soon, though, and we're rooting your teammate on. He's up into the 9th position at the moment. Nigel Baines, 2nd in overall points, buddy.
Yeah, Nigel's driving phenomenal at the moment, so I'm sure he would have liked to start a little bit higher up the grid today, but no, he's running pretty solid up there in 10th position, so no, he's doing well.
Now, if you've been, I'm assuming you're watching the race really closely right now. What do you have to say about Chad Chastain? Did you get to see the fall off he had in the lead there?
Yes, I did. Yeah, they were going too wide through the kink there, coming down into the chase. I knew it was going to be disaster, but one thing I know about Chad, he's a fighter and he ain't going to give up. So awesome drive job to catch that, not put it into the wall, and I've still got my money on him to win.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see if he can catch up. Right now, about a 2-second gap in between the 2 drivers, and it's going to be really interesting. We're only on lap 9 of 31 at the moment. Still plenty of time for Chad to catch up. One of the things we got to keep in mind, our leader got a little loose for a second there. I hope it didn't cost him too much time. But one of the things we got coming up in about 4 to 5 laps will be pit stop time. These guys can squeeze out about 15 laps on a fuel run here. So it's going to be real interesting to see how these guys start to do their pits.
Yeah, traditionally, your pit windows from lap 15 to 18, so you know, Chad's got a good opportunity there to make up some time if he just settles down and gets back into his groove. Yeah, no, he's got a good chance to close the gap back up there to Bo and continue the awesome battle that they started.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's going to be really fun if they get right there side by side again. Just hope that they don't take each other out racing too hard. But I tell you what, we've noticed all season long Chad Chastain has been one of the best as far as pit stops go in these pit races. He always seems to find some time in the pits, and it's just that could be a huge advantage to him getting back out front here.
Oh, definitely. With the lap being so long here, you're running 7 kilometres or 5 miles, I think it is. It's you know, it's your outlapping and in-lap are very crucial in making up time, as well as the pit stop and your pit entry. But another battle I'm really interested in is Tobias and Marlon just behind them. That's going to be interesting for the race.
Yeah, that's fantastic between the two Dayco drivers right there, really going at it right now as they head down towards Conrad Strait at the moment. We've seen Tobias Cerny really do some fantastic things. We saw him at Road Atlanta really throw down. Here he is right behind his teammate and defending champ Marlon McMullen. That can heat up. I'll tell you something I've been watching at the moment is Michael Schreier in the LED Innovations machine. He's trying to get his way around points leader Mark Anderson. And, you know, Mark Anderson was behind Michael Schreier and made the pass moments ago. And I'll tell you what, this Kamikaze race team driver and points leader Mark Anderson has found his way up in the 6th position, but he's looking ahead to Corey Preston right now.
Yeah, I'm seeing Michael's still just ahead of him on the broadcast there, and but they've definitely caught up to Corey there. They've dropped Michael. Michael's been driving really well this season too, Michael Pulcher. They've just sort of dropped him off the back of that pack a little bit, but yeah, Mark and Michael will definitely take it to Corey here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. We just wanted to bring you on for a little while and have a chat with you, buddy. You know, some of your plans as far as the rest of the season goes, this is the midway point in the season. This won't be too big of a bust for you because of the added drop weeks. Helps out a lot, so that really helps us. We are able to get everything back in order for you. But as you head towards the second half of the season, Marty, what's kind of the game plan to get yourself boosted up the points some?
Just working hard with Nigel and the rest of the team. We're working, you know, we've got our team structure settled down now with the new team forming at the beginning of the year, so we can really concentrate on working on our race setups each and every week now. So we were building to this week. I'm bitterly disappointed not to be there today. But yeah, Nigel's out there representing well, and yeah, we're looking forward to the rest of the season and continue building on the good form we've started with.
Absolutely, buddy. That's fantastic news, and we really look forward to seeing you back on the track soon, man. I wish, like I said, I wish you were here today, too. Looks like Nigel's doing a really good job right now. He's starting to close in on Michael Fulcher of Kamikaze Race Team, and he's not far out right now. He's actually going to be able to probably take advantage of the draft here on this straightaway. It looks like he may be in the close enough to start to take advantage of that, and that could start to wheel him in a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Nigel's a smart driver, and he's just been pacing himself early. I thought I did see him scratch up the paintwork, the new paintwork there a little earlier, so he might be fighting a little bit of damage. But he's smart, and he's working on his race pace and running to his numbers, so I'm sure he'll be fine and close the gap.
That was my next question. I was going to say it looked like he had a tiny bit of damage onto the side of the SDC Motorsports machine, but I think he'll be fine here. We should have some pit stops starting really soon. Got a little bit of news. Dale Niche and Zach Baker, both drivers off track at the moment. I think, well, Zach's on track, but Dale Niche is off the track at the moment, and his day may be done.
Oh, that's disappointed for Dale. He's been driving phenomenal with this season as well, and but yeah, like you commented earlier, one mistake around the mountain here, and it can be race over.
Absolutely. Another thing I just noticed as well, Chad Chastain has lost almost a full second off of leader Bo Cattell. He was right at 2 seconds off of the leader. Now he's about at a 2.8 second gap. So he's going to really be looking for that pit stop to really help him out.
Yeah, I did notice earlier that he suffered some front splitter damage when he went off track there, coming back on over the ripple strip. So that may be affecting him a little bit at the moment. So yeah, definitely he'll be looking forward to get through pit lane.
And also always here, of course, man, this is a great battle with Marlon McMullen and Tobias Zerny. They're really starting to put on a show here for us. Kane's here with us as well, buddy. You still with us, my good friend Kane?
Yeah, just watching the exciting racing here. Boy, Marlon and Tobias are putting on a heck of a show.
Yeah, this is getting real interesting. Tobias has been following for quite some time. He's he may not be wanting to try to get too aggressive just yet. He's got a teammate in front of him, and he's just probably wanting to stay really close. And maybe they'll take a different pit strategy, and that way they can try to make up their time on one another without physically trying to pass one another and maybe getting in a situation that could end up being hurtful. So it'll be fun to see how that plays out.
Yeah, certainly. Bocatel's just on fire. He's pulled away from Chad by almost 2.6 seconds now. So Bocatel is showing everybody how it's done here at Bathurst.
Right now, here comes Tobias Zerny, and he will make the pass on teammate Marlon McMullen. It looks like Marlon almost just kind of let his teammate by there. He saw he had a little nice run on him, and he just kind of pulled over and let him by. And he'll do the following for a little bit. Maybe a little team strategy work going on right there.
Yeah, definitely. If you're a teammate and you see that your teammate's got a little bit of pace behind you, you definitely don't want to hold up that progress. So you want to let them by and follow them, and maybe the two of you can manage to cut back some of that gap between you and you guys in second place. And that's what the ultimate goal is to get you guys closer so that you guys can get those spots.
Man, old Marty knows all about that. As he watches his teammate on closely, and tell you what, Nigel Baines is officially fixing to be with a battle with Michael Fulcher. This will be a fun one to watch. These guys both just starting to come down the mountain right now, and Nigel has really made up some time. He's within a second of Michael Fulcher now, and within a lap, these two should be having a good battle on their hands.
Yeah, definitely. Those two have been going at it all season long, and yeah, I'm not surprised that they're in front and behind each other again around the mountain here. So, but yeah, we should start seeing the tyres start dropping off on these guys with about 3 laps to the pit window.
Yeah, and as we wait for that pit window to hit, here comes leader Bo Cattell. He will not pit this lap. As we're on lap 14, pardon me, guys, lap 14 of 31, not quite yet to the halfway point in today's race. Nobody decided to pit just yet, which it's very wise. They're going to want to at least hit the halfway point before pitting. You got to make sure you have enough fuel to get to the end. And that's a big thing. You don't want to pit too early and then have to come in again.
Yeah, definitely. My lucky dog's going to be Tobias. If he was smart, he would have been sitting behind Marlon, saving fuel there, and he should be able to run a little bit longer in this first stint. Now that he's cleared him, he should be able to punch out some good laps and have a short pit stop and close that gap to Chad.
Yeah, if that can happen, Marty, that will be a really fantastic show for us in just a little bit. If we have Bo Cattell, Chad Chastain, and Tobias Zerny all in a 3-way battle for the lead and for a possible win here at Bathurst. This could be really fun, guys. You're not going to want to go anywhere. If you just joined us, I'm JD Smith, Kane Craft with me in the booth, also driver Marty Carroll with us here for a while, talking a little bit with us. And fantastic racing so far, guys. We do want to let you know that today's race is brought to you by the wonderful V8's online superstore, direct clutch services, and the always great V8 Supercar fan group. And just been watching this Tobias Zerny. He is just unreal fast right now.
Yeah, he's pulled away by just over half a second now over defending champion Marlon McMullen, who had led him most of the way here. And once he got around, he's definitely started to gap Marlon a little bit.
I'm checking in also on our leader. He's still doing fantastic. Bo Cattell of Tag, the Tag Pest Management Machine. Don't say that too many times fast, guys. You'll do what I just did and trip on your tongue there. He's doing fantastic, man. He's up there. He had a 2.8 second lead, but right as these two drivers crossed the finish line, Chad Chastain has closed the gap a little bit. It's at 2.3 as they crossed the start-finish line to start lap 15. And as these guys get midway through this lap, we will be at the halfway point, so you can officially say we're halfway through the race. And pit stop should be coming up really soon. It's going to be really fun, and we'll have to remember later in the race how these pit stops play out, who will make that game-winning decision, or race-winning decision, I should say. But
we do got Nigel in the pits.
Well, there you go. First taker on the pits, Nigel Baines, also of the HPR Racing Machine, Chris being in the pits. These two guys already in the pits, making sure that they're nice and took care of. Nigel in and out, so a good pit there for Nigel Baines. Looks like everything's okay. Kane, do you have a time for us there, buddy?
Nigel's pit stop 24.8.
So not a bad stop there at all for Nigel Baines. We'll be putting his time up for test against some of these other guys, but that's good for Nigel. He got in there first. Now he just can focus on going out and running some good, clean, fast laps. He has nobody around him to distract him. He can just go out there and run himself some qualifying laps.
Yeah, still got a great race here for this, between the 6th, 7th, and 8th spot between Mike Anderson, Michael Schreier, and Michael Fulcher. This many laps in, they are still running.
Oh, side by side, here comes the LED Innovations car, and he's side by side with the Kamikaze Racing team of Mark Anderson. And this is fixing to be, somebody's got to get going into it. It will be Mark Anderson that has to slow down as Michael Schreier makes the pass. These two have passed each other back and forth 2 times now.
Yeah, great race for this position, and got Corey Preston just ahead. That started to pull away just a little bit now. A couple seconds that he's pulled away, but the battle between Mike Schreier, Mark Anderson, and teammate Michael Fulcher is really heating up.
Mark Anderson decided to quit battling for the moment. He is headed down pit road and is going ahead and making his pit stop and getting it out of the way. So that's going to be fun to see. He can really make up some time.
Michael Fulcher.
Yeah, it's both KRT drivers getting their pit stops done. They have pit stalls right beside one another, and that's unique team strategy there. Go together, and we'll see how that works out. Also, Chad Chastain just leaving the pit stall as well, followed by our defending champion, Marlon J. McMullen.
Marlon McMullen gained a few seconds on Chad Chastain, as Chad Chastain's pit stop was a little slow at 30.1 seconds. Marlon McMullen's was 26.4.
So as Kane keeps us up to date on all the pit times, it's going to be fun to see who will get the quickest pit here today. It's an important one. You can make up or lose a lot of time in the pits here, not only in the pit stall yourself, but getting onto the pit, the road off of the drive into and out of the pits is crucial. Well, Bo Cattell is out there all by himself right now with Chad Chastain making his pit stop. Our leader is all by himself, and he looks like he will maybe pit this time by. It'll be fun to see if he decides to. And he will. He's going to head into the pits. So leader Bo Cattell heads into the pits. Now this is what we're going to want to watch, fellas, is how much he can come out in front of Chad Chastain. That's going to be the kicker. Will he make up any time? Will Chad be able to make up any time off of this? So far, so good. Bo Cattell, nice and slow getting into the pits. Didn't want to make a mistake. We've seen it time and time again. When guys get to rushing in the pits, overshoot the stall, it's just never good. So, so far, good and clean stop. Also, another HPR. Corey Preston made his way out of the pit box, and he is back out on track. Yeah, behind Bo Cattell, we also have, let's see, that's Corey Preston, and behind him. All right, here's your race out of pit. Here comes Chad Chastain. What will be the gap? It's going to be close, fellas. That's pretty close right there, as Bo Cattell is getting back up to speed. But here is Chad Chastain. He's right there. It's about the exact same gap they had before, fellas. How about that?
Well, it looks like he gained about a second. He's 1.5 seconds now, as opposed to the 2.5 when they went in. So, a pretty good job by Chad, gaining a little bit of time there. That will probably effectively get him in the draft, and might just allow him to close in.
Yeah, he must have had a phenomenal outlap there, Chad, to close that gap, because I did see that he had a slightly longer pit stop just repairing that minor damage he had to that front splitter.
Yeah, but Bo Cattell had the exact same speed of pit stop, so I guess that you're right. It had to have been in the outlap.
Yeah, Chad's a fighter. He's not going to give up on trying to be the king of the mountain here today, that's for sure.
No, definitely a lot of pride goes along with winning this race, and Chad Chastain definitely wants that glory of being king of the mountain. But so does Bo. I mean, winning the V8 Supercars America's race at Mount Panorama, there's a lot of pride that goes in with that, and both these drivers would like to have that title.
Officially led his first lap of the day. Tobias Zerny of Dayco Racing here pulls in, or the Dayco Falcon pulls into his pit stall, and be fun to see how he comes out of these pits, see if he can try to make up a little time on both the two front men, Bo Cattell and Chad Chastain. It's going to be interesting to see right there. Right now, coming around Murray's corner is both Bo Cattell.
Chad Chastain gets out into the grass and gets a little wobbly there, but gets back on, and it don't look like he lost too awful much time.
Well, Tobias Zerny is coming out. He's side by side with his teammate Marlon McMullen. Will he come out in front? Yes, barely. And he is in front of Marlon McMullen. Marlon's going to go to the inside there and see if he can make a move going into turn 2 here. Coming out of Mountain Straight, he will get the advantage and pull ahead. Good move by defending champ Marlon McMullen. Nigel Baines has passed Michael Fulcher and moved up into the 8th position, and so this, we'll have to keep an eye on these two. Michael Schreier still, he's in the 2nd position at the moment. He still has to pit, I believe, fellas.
Schreier has completed his pit stop, and he's back down in the 7th position. Just waiting for the scoreboard to update there for you.
Oh, okay, there we go. That makes a little sense. Boy, these two Dayco Ford Falcon drivers still going at it. Here they are going down Conrad Straight, and here you see it right now. Marlon McMullen with a slight lead over Tobias Zerny. Don't let it.
There's not much in it though. Tobias is right there fighting for that position.
Yeah, don't let the teammates fool you. They are battling hard for position, as we saw with Tobias coming out of the pits. I thought we were just going to see Marlon just to see the position, but no, sir. He went out side by side with his teammate, and took the spot right back from him. So they're racing for this position. They really, really want to get up there. I mean, let's be real. This is a podium spot they're fighting for. Here on lap 19 of 31, Bo Cattell still has over a 2-second lead over Chad Chastain at the moment. And you got to think, if Chad has got to start getting a move on here soon, Bo Cattell, he's a driver you don't want to just leave out there. You want to start closing this thing up pretty soon.
Whoa, and Chad Chastain into the wall just a little bit. Some minor damage there, but probably nothing that would affect his handling. Just a little scratch on the paint, it looked like.
Ooh, you scared me, buddy. When you first said it, I thought it was a big boy. I was like jumping over, trying to make sure it wasn't pandemonium.
Yeah, Chad's just trying extra hard to make up that 3 seconds that he's down on leader Bo Cattell, and got it just a hair wide going down the mountain there and scraped one of the walls. Not serious damage, just a little minor, just a scratch.
Tell you what, here we are as the guys get ready to start the 20th lap here. This is how they run. Bo Cattell still your leader at the moment in the tag for the Falcon. He leads the race. Following close behind, though, Chad Chastain trying to make his way up in his Can-Am Motorsport machine. Marlon J. McMullen will hold down the 3rd spot at the moment with teammate Tobias Zerny in 4th. Rounding out the top 5 will be Corey Preston at the moment in the HPR Ford. Mark Anderson follows in 6th with Michael Schreier in 7th. Nigel Baines of SDC Motorsports rides in the 8th position at the moment with Michael Fulcher back in 9th. Henry King is in the 10th spot with Chris Bean in 11th. Mike Budzien's back in 12th with Graham Bones Filan in 13th. Zach Baker is back in the 14th spot, and unfortunately Dale Nish is in the garage area as his day is done. That's how they ride here as the guys have just started lap number 20 of 31.
Tell you what, I'm extremely impressed with Corey Preston. Another great race by Corey, who, this time last season, he was really down on his luck and it seemed like he couldn't hardly even get through the start of the race. He's having such bad luck. And this season, he has just been on fire. He's been having great race after great race after great race. A little bit slippery there for Corey as he's trying extra hard to stay in front of Mark Anderson there.
You're absolutely right. We talked about it pre-race, actually, about Corey Preston's recent success, and it has just continued so far in Bathurst this week. He has just been unbelievable this season. He has been up fighting for podiums each and every week, and here he is in the 5th spot. He's got the points leader right behind him, and he's still doing a phenomenal job, not slipping up at all for the moment, just riding nice smooth laps, holding down that 5th spot for the moment.
And a 5th place finish at Bathurst is nothing to be shy about. That's a great finish.
Yeah, I'd take it, buddy. In a heartbeat. That would be nice. I tell you what, this is a tough place. It's a lot of people don't realize just the difficulty level that this track has. It is very, very challenging. Tell you what, I'm proud of Marlon McMullen. He has really put a gap in between him and teammate Tobias Zerny, that 2-car and defending champ. He wants to make a name for himself as well. He said, hey guys, don't forget me. I am the defending champ. And I'm on my way trying to catch up here. I'm in the 3rd position, and I'm putting down some good laps.
Yeah, just over 6.5 seconds, almost 7 seconds behind 2nd place Chad Chastain. There's still 10 laps to go, though, so he could reel in some of that time. It is the mountain, and anything can happen here.
I was about to say, one scenario that could happen. You know, I better not even say it because I've been known to do this and then it happens. So I'm going to be quiet. I'm not going to say that Bo Cattell and Chad Chastain could end up battling for the win, and then something happened to those two.
Yeah, we can't afford no commentators' curses here at Bathurst. This track's all tough on its own.
Yeah, it really is. This is a very, very, very difficult place, as we talked about all pre-race about how this place is. And here we are, guys, lap 21 of 31, and this thing will be over before we know it. Bo Cattell coming up on an HPR machine right now. He's coming up on Bones Fillin's car, and no problem. Lap traffic should be no problem. I don't think it'll slow up Bo Cattell too much. Now, of course, Chad Chastain's hoping that Bones really wants to fight to stay on the lead lap, but I don't know how that'll work out. We'll see. It'll be fun to see. And, of course, great sportsmanship shown by Bones Filin right there. He lets the leader by with ease. Well, Marty, you still there with us, bud? He must have stepped out for just a moment. I was going to ask him a question, but we'll catch him. Oh, there he is. I was going to ask you, buddy, just to get a little driver's perspective. If you're Chad Chastain right now, you're about 2.5 seconds off of the leader. You got a little less than 10 to go here at Bathurst. What can you do right now mentally to really push harder than the other guy? At this point, what can Chad do to increase his chances of catching Bo?
He's really just got to settle down and just not overdrive the car. He was getting a little squirrely earlier trying to push the point, and he's just getting himself a little bit loose, and that's just allowing Chad just to slowly creep away and build the pressure up on the relative. So he's really just got to knuckle down and just concentrate on his own race. The mountain's not somewhere where you really concentrate on who's in front and who's behind. You've really got to concentrate on running to your number, hitting every apex, hitting every braking marker, and get around this mountain as safe as possible.
That's a really good point, and that definitely makes tons of sense as we've seen Chad Chastain get a little loose here lately, and I think that does happen to do with him overdriving the car a little bit. Here we see him trying to make his way around Bones at the moment. They're both going down the fast Conrad straight here, and he gets around no problem. But yeah, we've seen Chad Chastain run extremely fast here, and it seems like when Chad's out in the lead, there's no catching him. And but when he's in second place like he is right now, it seems like he is overdriving it a little bit. And if he can calm down, maybe he can catch Bo. But he's going to have to settle in here as we're starting lap 23 of 31.
Times show that they're running on exactly the same number, and he's overdriving the car a little bit. So if you can just smooth that out and start reeling in those 1 or 2 tenths a lap and start putting the pressure on the relative board to Bo, and hopefully force him into a mistake and close that gap a little bit quicker. That's my advice as a driver.
And that's good advice right now. Bo Cattell, when they cross the finish line, 3.7 seconds differential between first and second at the moment. And if you're Bo Cattell right now, obviously you just got to keep doing what you're doing. It's obviously been successful to this point. Just drive your race. You control your own destiny from this point out. And that's what we're looking at right now from Bo. He seems to be doing very well out there, just running fantastic times. His last lap, 2:08.75, not bad. And in fact, if you look at Chad's last lap versus his, Chad ran a 2:09.9, so almost a 2:10 there. And Chad's got to find a little time.
Last lap. So yeah, he's really got to knuckle down now and either hope Bo makes a mistake, and from Bo's perspective, he's just got to be eyes forward.
That's awesome, buddy. Thanks for that input there. Always appreciated. Look at the battle right now between Corey Preston and Mark Anderson. This is a nice little battle. Mark Anderson's found his way up to the back of Corey Preston here, and Corey's not giving this up at all. He is pushing away as we speak, and but this too could put down a fun show for us here before this is all said and done with. Tell you what, don't give up on Tobias Zerny and the Marlon J. McMullen battle. These two are closing back in as well. Tobias really starting to gain some ground on Marlon.
Yeah, I think that battle's really going to turn into something pretty awesome. And with 8 laps to go, Tobias is right there. He's within the draft coming up this mountain. That draft's really going to play heavy into effect, and he definitely has the potential to catch Marlon McMullen and put on a heck of a race for the last few laps of this thing.
Boy, Bo Cattell really putting it down right now. Last lap, Bo Cattell another 208.8. Chad Chastain with another 209.3. So a little bit closer than the last lap, but Bo's still stretching out. He's now 4.3 over Chad Chastain.
Just cut in there quickly. Tobias is actually quickest car on track at the moment, running low 209s. And I did see from pit lane that Nigel Baines got a slow down, and that has allowed Michael Fulcher to close the gap to him.
Oh, wow.
Nigel just scraped the wall again coming up the mountain. Left side of his car is going to be pretty scratched up after this one. He always tends to scratch it up as he gets to the top of the turn there.
Tell you what, this is going to be a fun battle for position right here. Nigel Baines currently in the 8th position with Michael Fulcher right behind him in 9th. And these two are really, really good drivers, and it's going to be a heck of a show as we have SDC Motorsports battling with Kamikaze Racing.
Yeah, as Marty was saying earlier, this track here is just one where you're really racing the track most of all. It's really tough to even worry about the cars that are around you as you're just so busy worrying about the track itself. So I don't think Nigel's probably not worried at all about Michael back behind him. He's probably just concentrating on the track itself.
Well, here we go. Bo Cattell last lap 208.7. Chad Chastain 208.8. So Chad Chastain is speeding up. Problem is was Bo Cattell.
Yeah, that can definitely be a problem whenever you're running your best laps trying to catch the leader, and it turns out that the leader's running just a hair faster.
Boy, here comes Tobias Zerny and Marlon McMullen, still about a 3 to 4 car lengths in between them, but both running almost identical times, and these two are going to put on that final showdown for us. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to do a quick rundown here on lap 25 of 31. Will be the last one before the final rundown with the final results. This is how we run here at 31 laps here at Bathurst. We've been 25 of them. Bo Cattell currently leads this thing. He has led most of the day here. Chad Chastain rides back in 2nd place with Marlon McMullen in 3rd. Tobias Zerny currently in the 4th position with Corey Preston in 5th. In 6th and coming up fast, Mark Anderson is on his way. 7th riding is Michael Schreier with Nigel Baines back in 8th. In 9th position at the moment, Michael Fulcher with Henry King rounding out our top 10. Chris Bean rides in 11th with 12th position belonging to Mike Budzine. Graham Filland is back in 13th with Zach Baker in 14th. And out in the garage area is Dale Niche. He rounds out the 15 car field. that's how they ride here so far at Bathurst, guys. And this thing has been super fun to this point, and just can't wait to see how this race pans out here. We got a few laps left to go, and anything's still possible.
Yeah, just noticing Graham pull over and letting a couple more drivers get by nice and clean. It's such great sportsmanship that we see in this series. A lot of the drivers just really go out of their way to show great sportsmanship. So, fantastic to see that in the series.
Boy, another hurt lap right there for Chad Chastain. He ran a 209.1. Bo Cattell at 208.5. So the leader, almost 5-second gap in between them now. Bo Cattell trying everything in his power to get this victory here today. And it would be his first victory of the season here in the V8 Supercar America season. So this is a really big day for Bo Cattell. And really fun to see him up at the front, really performing this well. He's been definitely close enough all season long, but he's finished second a few times. And so he could get his first win, and what a place to get it. If I'm going to have my first win, I would love for it to be Bathurst.
Tobias just not catching up as much as I thought he was going to in these closing laps. Marlon McMullen has really turned it on and is saying, "You're not going to catch me. I've got this."
Yeah, I'm wondering if Tobias didn't push a little too hard a little earlier and wear those tires down. I don't know how that. I'm thinking that's what happened with Chad Chastain. We heard from Marty Carroll earlier. He was really overdriving that bad boy. He was putting down some fast times, but I think he really wore out the tires good. And now it's getting really hard for him to find time. He almost broke back into the 208s last lap. And this lap he did barely. He just crossed the line at 208.9. So he's still putting down really good times. And if those tires are wearing down, he's really racing well.
Well, that's what I'm noticing with Marlon is I'm not so sure that Tobias has wore his car out per se, but Marlon is just really putting down some blistering times. He's running faster laps now than what he was in the first stint, so he's really got it. He's really turned on and trying to get this race done and trying to stay on the podium.
And here comes Mark Anderson trying to look to crack his way up into the top 5 as he looks ahead to Corey Preston in the HPR Ford. He is trying to look to make this pass somewhere up this mountain. This is a fun battle to watch, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go on board with Mark Anderson as he's trying his best to reel in Corey Preston with just 5 laps to go.
We are on board with points leader Mark Anderson of KRT. And here you see him starting the descent down the mountain into the dipper, right on the bumper of Corey Preston. And a beautiful onboard footage here provided by Kane Craft. And look at this going through Forest Elbow very fast. He's right there. You'll see him tucking right behind Corey Preston, trying to get all of that draft advantage he can on this super fast straightaway. And just look at this flat out, using all the speed. He's catching up, Kane. He's going to try to move to the inside to make an advantage side-by-side racing going in. And he gets beautiful job by Corey Preston to deny the pass. He gets in front and will not allow the KRT driver of Mark Anderson to make the pass. Gets a little loose, Corey Preston does. Here's another chance for Mark Anderson to possibly make a move, but with Corey on the inside, he will not be allowed to pass. Beautiful defensive driving by Corey Preston here. And fantastic onboard footage. This is what it's all about right here.
Yeah, Corey Preston really did a great job there, maintaining his position with points leader Mark Anderson trying his best to get around him. So great job to Corey Preston for maintaining his position.
Boy, man, I'm telling you what, Nigel Baines has his hands full now as Kamikaze Racing team driver Michael Fulcher right there with Nigel Baines. This is the battle for 8th position. And Nigel with a great run out of turn 1 here and down Mountain Straight. He really gained a little bit of time there. Then you see Michael Fulcher taking advantage of that draft, and now he's right back behind him. Beautiful job by Nigel Baines here on his way up the mountain here. Beautiful driving. You see how close he gets to the wall there, just using all of the throttle he can up this mountain, man. He is flying. Boy, there's another battle back on the Corey Preston, Mark Anderson battle. Here comes Mark Anderson again trying to find his way. He's trying to use that draft again down Conrad Straight. And this time, Corey Preston doesn't even have to try to block quite as much as a great run by Corey Preston. And here he is looking fantastic at the moment. This is really starting to wind down, guys. Lap 28 of 31. We're fixing to start lap 29, and this race is going to be over before we know it. It's got to go time. You got to go now. There's no time to wait around. It's got to go. Boy, Bo Cattell in a fantastic position at the moment. 6.2 second lead over a secondary place driver, Chad Chastain. And at the moment, if Bo Cattell can just ride his race, he will win here at Bathurst today.
With less than 3 laps to go, Tobias Zerny has reeled in defending champion Marlon McMullen, and he's down to less than a second behind Marlon. And I think we might just see a battle still yet to finish out this race.
And don't forget, guys, this is the battle for the 3rd position, a final spot on the podium here at Bathurst. And what a spot that is you're fighting for. 2 teammates going at it. These guys are having a blast right now. They are loving this. And here they go over the top of the mountain, over Skyline, making their descent down the mountain, heading towards the Dipper. And a beautiful driving by both drivers through there. Heading down more. They're flying down this mountain. Tobias Zerny trying to use every inch of this track to gain an advantage, trying to catch the draft here as they head down the long straightaway here, and a beautiful job by both drivers. And I tell you what, this is going to go down to the final lap. Well, the thing is, Kane, the drivers know that they have to go now. They cannot keep waiting. It's got to happen now. Nigel Baines and Michael Fulcher still going at it as well. Beautiful job by both of these 2 drivers as they are both driving flawlessly at the moment. Nigel Baines doing everything in his power to keep Michael Fulcher away. Michael Fulcher is doing everything he can to hang right there with Nigel. And this is a fantastic showing from both of these drivers.
Points leader Mark Anderson has managed to get around Corey Preston and the HRT Falcon.
Oh man, and that happened. I'm trying to see where exactly that happened. It happened coming out of Forest Elbow, actually, guys. That was actually a fantastic pass. What happened was Corey Preston got really loose in Forest Elbow and almost lost it. Totally locked it up there and was able to keep it out of the wall, but that's what allowed the KRT machine to get around the HPR Ford Falcon of Corey Preston. Boy, that's a tough break for Corey Preston, who's had such a fantastic race to this point. and now he's going to try to get that spot back. Here we are, lap 30 of 31. Beau Cattell, your leader, as he heads down Conrad Straight. The white flag will be waving this time by.
Tobias Zerny's reeled it into half a second now behind Marlon McMullen. I do believe we're going to see one heck of a battle as we finish this thing out.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome to see here in just a moment. And Chad Chastain rides alone in second place. But I tell you what, a second place finish is still amazing. And that Can-Am machine is beat up on its driver's side. He's in the grass as he just overdrove it a little bit and had to get off the road for a minute. And now Zach Baker, big trouble for Zach. He hits the wall. He got off track. He's still off track and trying to find his way without getting too much trouble. He actually saved that thing, but he has quite a bit of damage now. And here we are. White flag is out, the final lap here at Mount Panorama. And Beau Cattell has a 10-second advantage over Chad Chastain.
Beau Cattell has just done a phenomenal job here today. He's just really kept his cool and drove what seemed to be just perfect laps time after time after time for 31 times, and it's really pulled him away from the field in over 11 seconds. That's just phenomenal here at Bathurst.
It really is. It's been an unbelievable journey to this point, and this thing is not quite over yet. Tobias Zerny still has 3/4 of a lap left to make his move. Can he get around defending champion Marlon McMullen? It is going to be an almost impossible task, but it can happen, and we're here to watch it if it does. In the meantime, Beau Cattell, your leader here, starts his descent down the mountain and is already halfway home to his victory here at Bathurst. And all he's got to do is just keep this thing straight, smooth, and he will have himself a victory. He makes his way around Forest Elbow beautifully, and now on to Conrad Straight. He is almost there.
Marlon McMullen and Tobias Zerny have caught Chad Chastain going down the mountain. Chad must have had a little bit of difficulty somewhere, but they are right on him now.
Oh, yeah, Marlon McMullen's going for the pass. They're side-by-side door going into the straightaway. This is going to be fantastic, and he's going to get extra help. Oh, he gets the pass right there. Marlon McMullen moves up into the final podium spot for the moment, and this is going to be a fight to the finish. Look at Tobias Zerny now as he makes his way, tries to make his way around Chad Chastain. They're still door-to-door white-knuckle racing at the moment. Beautiful job. We got trouble.
Yep, Chad Chastain goes a little wide, trying his hardest just to defend his position there from Tobias Zerny. Goes in just a little hot and gets it off into the grass, allowing Tobias to get by.
Congratulations. Sorry, buddy. Just wanted to congratulate our winner, Beau Cattell, on a fantastic victory here on the mountain. Beautifully done by Beau Cattell. Chad Chastain, as you were saying there, buddy, unfortunately lost his his machine there, and he finishes in the 4th position. Tobias Zerny gets the final podium spot, and Marlon McMullen fished out a 2nd place spot.
Yeah, that was a fantastic finish for those guys, and you know, just kind of played out just right for him as Marlon ended up getting a 2nd spot. Tobias made it up onto the podium.
Nigel Baines just edged out Michael Fulcher. That was a good finish to the end as well. And looks like everybody, as Bones Filand and Chris Bean make their way across the finish line, that leaves everybody but Mr. Zach Baker to cross, and he will cross here in a minute. But let's do a rundown on how they finished. What a fantastic race, buddy. Burning out right now, and well-deservingly so. First official win of the season. Beau Cattell in the tag Ford Falcon. Beautiful job by Beau Cattell. He finishes with almost a 15-second lead over Marlon McMullen, who finished 2nd. Back in 3rd, Tobias Zerny climbs on the final podium spot here at Bathurst. Chad Chastain, a very unfortunate finish for the Can-Am Motorsport driver. He will finish 4th. And even with a rough way to end the day, he still finishes fourth. That's phenomenal. Mark Anderson, your points leader going into the race, will finish in the 5th spot. Back in 6th, Corey Preston finishes of HPR Race, and he will finish 6th. Michael Schreier gets a 7th place spot with Nigel Baines of SDC Motorsports getting an 8th place finish. Rounding out the top 10 is Henry King finishing in 10th with Michael Fulcher in 9th. Mike Budzing gets the 11th place finish with Graham Filan in 12th. Chris Bean will get 13th spot with 14th going to Zach Baker. Rounding out the 15-car field and unable to finish the race this afternoon is Dale Niche. That was a fantastic round here at Bathurst. Marty, you still here with us as well, buddy? Marty must have went to the party with his teammate Nigel. And
No, I'm still here, guys.
oh, okay, there he is. What'd you think of that race right there, buddy?
Mate, that was sensational. Congratulations to I could tell. Flawless race. Deserved winner of the crown jewel here at Bathurst for the V8 Supercar Americas. And I'm not sure what happened to Chad there, whether he was running out of fuel or whatnot. But Marlon and Tobias, man, they battled each other all race long. That was an awesome two-way battle between those two teammates. And good on him for catching Chad there for whatever his drama was at the end and rounding out the podium.
Yeah, that was an awesome performance by both Dayco drivers there. That was awesome. And I tell you what, man, I was watching, going back and watching this replay of Chad Chastain. It was just unlikely there. I hope we get a chance to talk with Chad, but yeah, he just lost it there and got on the grass and hated to see that. But what a way to finish here at Bathurst. Kane, what's your thoughts on the good old race here today, bud?
Just an impressive race all around. Just from the very beginning to the very end, the race here was just phenomenal. It was just as I expected the race to be, just eventful from start to finish.
It really was. I really enjoyed it. It was, every time we get to come to Bathurst, it's very special, and that was. But I tell you what, let's get in here the race winner after a fantastic and flawless performance. Bo Cattell, congratulations on the win, buddy.
Thanks, boys. It's pretty tough.
I'm telling you, man, you had Chad Chastain there battling up in front of you at first, and he had a small little mistake, and you took advantage of it, and boy, you never looked back.
Yeah, it was good racing with Chad. I sort of, because I was on the inside, I was sort of drifted wide when I was passing him, and yeah, I'm just hoping I didn't sort of force him onto the grass there, because that's not how I want to win a race.
Well, everything looked fine from our point of view, but definitely big congratulations, Bo. That was an outstanding performance, and you win. That's one of the races. If you're going to win one, it's Bathurst, buddy. That's fantastic.
Yeah, pretty pumped about it. I was a little bit surprised with the pace of my car during the race, because I didn't expect it to hold up, but it did, and I'm pretty pumped going into the next couple of races.
Yeah, we head to Mid-Ohio next week, and that's a unique track we don't really tend to race at a lot. It's going to be a new challenge.
Yeah, I've never even done a lap there, so that'll be a big week of practice, and see if I can make it too, but be pushing my luck.
Well, we definitely look forward to seeing you head to Mid-Ohio, buddy. We're happy to have you here in the V8 America Series, and it's your first win officially from one of our broadcasts in the V8 America Series this season, so congratulations about that, buddy. You've been close several times.
Thanks, mate. I really appreciate it, and look forward to the next one.
All right, buddy. That is Bo Cattell in the Tag Ford Falcon. Beautiful job here tonight, buddy. We look forward to seeing you next week, pal.
See ya, boys.
And always good chatting with Bo. They're a fantastic job by him. Now it's time to get in here the driver of the Can-Am Motorsport machine, Chad Chastain, who was the pole sitter, led for quite some time. And buddy, what happened there at the very end when you were in third and ended up falling to fourth, or in second there? And we didn't know if maybe you ran out of gas, buddy, or if something just got loose there.
No, you know, I got just a little bit of contact coming out of that tight left-hander before the long back straight, and apparently I have chicken bones for suspension because it just ruined the front end, and it was all I could do to keep it going. It was very disappointing, but congrats to Bo. Man, I had nothing for him today.
Oh man, it was just a great race, Chad. We thought when he first made the pass on you, we thought that we said, well, you know, Chad has had just a great job in the pits all year. He's actually found a lot of time in the pits, and you ended up were able to find a little bit, found about a little over a second of that time back, and we said, hey man, this could go really down to the wire, and it just couldn't get up to Bo. Was just a machine today, man. He was just an extremely fast car to catch. But all in all, even when you have a rough finish like that, to come out fourth here at Bathurst is still very impressive, buddy.
Yeah, you know, I'll take it and kind of wince. You know, what might have been, you know, Bo and I, he ran mistake free. He was, just like you said, JD, he was a machine, and every little mistake I made, he never paid me back, and so I was just never able to get any ground on him at all. He just, you know, and then I'd push just a little bit harder than I needed to and make another mistake, and he just inched away. It was really a great race for him, but yeah, all in all, just you know, what might have been. I'm a little disappointed, but I'll take the fourth and move on.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, you know, we head off to Mid-Ohio next week, and that's definitely a different track here in the V8 series. So look forward to seeing you run there, Chad. Have you raced a lot of races on Mid-Ohio?
Yeah, I've turned a few laps there. I like the track. I mean, it's a driver's track. It's very technical. The short laps, but it's certainly. I hope it suits me. You know, the way it's shaping up, I'm gonna have to find something and start winning some races if I'm gonna have a shot at this title.
Well, you got to look at it like this, buddy. We're only just finished week 6, and we still got half a season to run, bud. So there's still plenty of chances for you to get out there. You've definitely shown you have what it takes to win this point championship. But right now, Mark Anderson sits on top of that points championship. He gets a 5th place finish today, and I mean, that guy's been consistent, hasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly has. Just chipping away, and look where he finds himself.
That's it, buddy. Well, thanks for coming and chatting with us, Chad. It's always a pleasure, buddy, and best of luck to you next week at Mid-Ohio.
Right on. JD, Kane, thanks a lot, guys.
You're welcome, buddy.
Thank you, Chad.
And that is Chad Chastain, everybody, driver of the Can-Am Motorsports machine. Next, I want to get in here a guy that came across in the 2nd position here in a fantastic race. He battled his teammate all race long. Marlon McMullen, defending champion. How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, really good, guys. How about yourself?
Oh, we're doing great, buddy. Just got through watching a fantastic show, and now we're ready to talk about it, buddy. You put on a good performance here, another week, and another great performance for you, Marlon. I know you didn't get into the victory lane, but you know what? Another great performance. You're doing everything that you have to do to climb back up in this points championship, and you're definitely defending this championship well, buddy. Another 2nd place finish for you. And it came right on the last lap, literally moved up there. Chad got a little loose there, had a little contact, but it was, you know, he said his back end was made of chicken bones. it just was weak there. So congratulations, though, man. A great job. Your teammate was extremely fast all race long. We kept saying, oh, he's going to catch Marlon. Oh, he's going to catch Marlon. But he never did. A beautiful job, Marlon.
Yeah, we had, thanks for that, we had a really good race. I mean, we didn't have the outright pace compared to Bo and Chad. They drove a phenomenal race in terms of pace-wise. I was quite bewildered by how they were pulling away such a big gap. So, I mean, all I was saying to Tobias was all we can do is looks like we're just going to be battling each other for the race, so let's put on a good show and just not hit the walls, keep it off the walls, and, you know, be responsible. And then, you know, came in for our pit stops, and it was a hell of a good pit lane entry for me. I don't know if you guys caught it, but it was very right on the marks. And then caught a couple of seconds up to Chad, but I think Chad, I'm not sure what happened to Chad at all in his pit stop. He had a very quick pit stop. And then pretty much from there on had a run out of Tobias out of the pit lane, so I chose to let him go past because I didn't want to hold up his pace. And then we battled to the end, and then on the last few laps, you know, I said to Tobias, if we're going to catch Chad, yeah, it's going to be some sort of a miracle. And then I'm not sure what happened. In the second last lap, I saw Zach Baker fly off in the spot I've never seen before, and Chad was slowing down. I'm not sure if he ran out of fuel or had a bit of contact, as he said, or something. But yeah, just when putting me fastest lap I could do the last lap with Tobias, and we eventually got him.
Yeah, it was quite an adventurous finish there. We had all kind of action going on, and but it worked out good, buddy. Congratulations, second place finish. We head to Mid-Ohio next week, and it is definitely going to be an interesting race, as we don't race there a lot in the V8. And so I hope it's going to be a good track for you, Marlon.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you're exactly right. Most of us have rarely actually ever gone there. We've been there a few times in the past, quite a considerable long time ago, but otherwise than that, the track time's very limited there, and it's a very slippery track. It's predominantly known for, so we'll see how we go. I mean, the car should suit the track. It's one that the drivers are loading, but, you know, I'm keen to give it a good shot.
Sounds fantastic, buddy. Yeah, Bo Cattell's mentioned he's never been around that track, so ought to be interesting. He'll have a heavy week of practice ahead, buddy, as most drivers will. But good talking to you, bud. You did it again, man. We really look forward to watching you next week and see if you can continue to climb up the charts.
Yeah, absolutely. Consistency is key, and that's all I can do at the moment, and I'm seem to be doing it, so bring on Mid-Ohio.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Marlon.
Yes, thank you.
And that is Marlon McMullen, guys, driver of the Dayco Ford Falcon. Next, we're going to bring in Marlon's teammate, Tobias Zerny. Tobias, do you have a copy with us, buddy?
Yeah, hello guys. Oh man, I'm happy the race is over.
Yeah, that was quite an eventful ending there. It looked like you were going to finish really, let's start earlier. The battle with you and Marlon, we just got through talking with Marlon, your teammate, and fantastic job by both of you guys. You gave us a heck of a show, and we kept thinking you were going to get Marlon, and boy, he just wouldn't give you any inches at all. He was flawless there at the end.
Yeah, in the end, I messed up. I had some chances, but then I had a moment or two, nearly falling asleep. And got this load of penalty somewhere at Skyline. I was happy to avoid all the walls. I had the feeling the walls were coming closer towards the end. And yeah, man, I'm so tired. I don't know. Last week's race was way easier, but now can't wait to get into my bed.
I'm with you on that one. That one took it out of me watching it, and actually even calling the action here at Bathurst. So, but congratulations, buddy. Get the final spot on the podium this week, and we're really happy to have you back. I hope we get to see you again at Mid-Ohio next week.
Yeah, I can't promise anything. Let's see. Depends on various factors. Just really happy to get the final spot on the podium. Really didn't expect this. Chad and Bo were super quick. So both well done, but when we saw Chad slowing down the last two laps, yeah, Marlon got really excited and gave it all, and tried to follow him there, and it was pretty close into the chase with me and Chad. But luckily he couldn't hold and get it stopped and run off, and yeah, that was my position.
Well, buddy, congratulations and a job well done tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks a lot, buddy. That is Tobias Zerny, everybody, driver of the Dayco Ford Falcon, and another fantastic performance by him. Next, I want to get in here a driver of Team SDC, Marty, Carroll's good friend, who's been talking with us all race long, and a good friend of Kane and myself, Nigel Baines. Nigel, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, guys. How you doing?
Fantastic, buddy. That was quite a race we got to see right there, buddy. Tell you what, we saw you start there and near the middle of the back of the field. Saw you start all the way back in the 10th position, and you finished up in the 8th spot. Not bad at all, Nigel.
Yeah, I'll take that. I just can't seem to get a good qualifying time in. But even saying that, I think if I got a really good one, it might have put me two places up on the grid tonight. So yeah, and the race was kind of okay. I got actually damage in the dipper on lap 1. Just there's a bump in the middle there, and it damaged the car on lap 1 for some reason. Got a little bit of left-right, I think, suspension damage. But just kept plugging away, and yeah, I had a great race there with Michael at the end.
Yeah, you two put on a really fun show, Michael Fulcher and yourself. We had fun watching you guys, and we noticed you had a little bit of damage to the car. Not a whole bunch, but we did see a little bit of damage there, so we thought that might be rendering you a little bit and holding you back. But a fantastic job all in all, man. You get out of here at Bathurst with an 8th place finish, and let's talk about moving on, man. We head to Mid-Ohio next week. A very interesting track. A lot of drivers don't have much experience there at all, and I'm hoping that you have somebody because it could be a potential big advantage for you.
No, the V8, definitely not. But I do love the track, so anything else I've driven it in, it's a fun track. And it'll be challenging, I think, in the V8, but should be good.
Well, we definitely look forward to seeing you race there, buddy. And definitely enjoyed seeing the new paint on the car this week. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Thanks, guys. And thanks to Michael for a great race there, too. It was thoroughly enjoyable. And it looks like Bo just had some fantastic pace today. So good stuff, guys.
Absolutely, buddy. And thanks again, Nigel. We'll talk to you next week, pal.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy.
All right, and that is Nigel Baines, everybody driver of the SDC Motorsports Ford Falcon. Next, let's get in here a guy who's had a fantastic season so far. He has just truly impressed us, Corey Preston. Corey, you get a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got ya.
Excellent, buddy. 5th place finish almost. End up finishing in the 6th spot today. Beautiful job. The HPR machine looked great again here at Bathurst, buddy.
Yeah, it didn't look too good in the last 3 laps, but anyway, that's a different story. But yeah, I'm pretty happy on the 6th place. I mean,
No, buddy, that is absolutely right. I tell you what, I was really impressed with tonight. You were very consistent for, especially the first 3/4 of the race, man. You were just driving a beautiful race, very consistent laps, and just driving your race. And I thought it was going to actually kick you up there to possibly. I thought you were at least going to maybe hold 5th. You have the Mark Anderson behind you though, and that guy was, right now he's the points leader, and he's just been so fast lately. And you did a great job. You held off a lot of big-name drivers, buddy. You finished ahead of Michael Schreier, Nigel Baines, Michael Fulcher, and you finished ahead of those names. That's very nice, buddy, and a fantastic job here at Bathurst.
yeah, it's just a shame. I think it was the S's wall that I clipped first, and then after that the car was missing every left-hand apex, so I was struggling. Made it interesting across the top, and then I think it was 3 laps to go, or 2 laps to go, when you saw me have that big moment at Forest Elbow before you get onto the back straight. I clipped the wall, the other side of the car, into the depot, and that just killed it, ruined the car.
Happens to the best of us, buddy. Well, thanks a lot for coming and having a chat with us, Corey. Congratulations, buddy, on having a great season so far. You truly have just had a great season up to this point. We're halfway through, and best of luck to you on the second half of the season, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Smithy. I'm going to have to go and watch the broadcast now.
Absolutely,
this
buddy.
Interesting.
No, it's an interesting, definitely a good broadcast. I think you guys will enjoy the show tonight. Y'all put on a good show for us, so thanks a lot for doing that. And man, let's promote this show. Let's get it out to a lot of viewers to get to see you guys race.
Yeah, thanks, JD. Well done on the broadcast. I'll go watch it, as I said.
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot, Corey. We'll talk to you next week, buddy.
Thanks.
And that is Corey Preston, everybody, driver of the HPR Ford Falcon. And now, of course, I'll get in here, one of my favorites. Normally, he's my second split analyzer. Bones, Graham Filan. You got a copy, buddy?
Hey, how you going, boys? Yeah, sorry I can't report on the second split today. There's a few didn't turn up.
That's
Stayed at the back
okay.
of the
You
top
were in
split.
the first split, the top split, buddy, and guess what? That's okay.
Oh, no.
Fantastic job tonight, though, with this top split group, man. You showed that you deserve to be in this top split. 12th place finish tonight, and hung up there with Mike Budson for a good majority of the race. In fact, you three with Henry King, and y'all had a three-way battle for quite some time, and it was really fun to watch.
Yeah, no, it was real close and intense. I think I clipped the wall in probably the second lap, just a tiny brush, but just enough to bend the steering a little bit. And then I tried to hold Henry off a little bit, and then it just wouldn't turn in a few spots, and he got round, and I thought I'll just try and stick with him. But yeah, just before me pits, I brushed the last corner, Forest Elbow, just brushed the wall, give me a meatball, but said I was damaged on the left-hand side, yet I hit the right-hand side. So
Oh, you gotta hate those meatball flags, man.
But the thing was, it straightened me steering up from the earlier event, and it felt really good. So I took
And
the 1
don't you
minute.
hate that? That's when you want to finish the race. You're like, I don't need to pit.
So I took the 1 minute repair, and then I had the leaders come past me, and so I sort of sat in behind Chad there for a little while and went, geez, I'm keeping up with him.
Yeah, I know. I know. We saw that for quite some time, buddy. It was really nice and great race, buddy. I was very impressed with a good job by you tonight, man. You hung with these guys very well, and
Yeah, no, heads up. Yeah, it's just to stay on the ball for this whole entire race, because you know if you brush any of them walls, you're going to get some damage. And yeah, no, it's one of the hardest races you can get. So.
Well, as Marty was saying earlier, this is the one race of the season where you're not so much racing the other drivers on the track. This is a race where you're racing the track each and every lap, just trying to get through that lap without hitting any of those walls.
Exactly, Kane. You've hit it on the head. That's exactly what you got to do. It's just a matter of staying there and not brushing any of the walls, but trying to stay on the pace.
And it's tough. We saw several big name drivers, kiss these walls today, and it hurt.
Yeah, we were just talking with Chad. He did the same, brush that one wall the last one going onto the back straight, Forest Elbow, and it just meatballed his car.
Well, I tell you what, how about this, though? 31 laps around Mount Panorama, and other than Zach's little off-track incident that he had at the very last lap where he got into the wall pretty hard, other than that, there was absolutely no wrecks in this race other than minor brushes and little tiny incidences.
Something got Dale Niche, and we didn't see what had caused it, but something took Dale Niche out. I don't know if he managed to get into a wreck or maybe if he blew his motor or what, but something got Dale Niche out of the race.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard what happened there.
Yeah, something happened to him, but really, I don't. Even if something happened to him, if he wrecked, it was solo because nobody else got into him. So, I mean, that was really quite a very impressive thing when you have guys on this track for 31 laps and nobody got into each other and caused a major wreck. That's very impressive.
And there's a lot of side by side where even in our earlier spots, down the back there's a lot of side by sides, and everyone was no bumps, no touches. It's really good.
Yeah, super great race.
That's a good point there, JD. With so many cars on this track, for everybody to get through 31 laps at Bathurst without any major catastrophes, really. That was phenomenal, and that just shows the level of skill behind the drivers that we have in this series. All 31 drivers, just fantastic. Or rather, 15 drivers, sorry. 31 laps.
Yeah, 31. Yeah.
Well, if you count both splits, there's 30 drivers. We had two 15 driver splits tonight, and they We're not sure how the second split race went. We'll have to find out.
I've just brought up the results. If you want to have a quick read, I can read them out to you.
Yeah, tell us what happened in the second split.
Alan Shipway, he came first. What is it? Rod Denya and Brian D. Green got third. Isaac D. Figueredo.
Yeah, Isaac D. Figueredo, yeah.
There you go. He got fourth, sorry. And Mark Myers got fifth.
Hey, good job by Mark Myers. I'm proud of him. That's really good for Mark, and fantastic, buddy. Thanks for telling us that, Bones. Always keeping us up to date on the second split, and man, that's good stuff. Well, we head to Mid-Ohio next week, and we look forward to seeing you there, Bones. If you get to join us in the top split again, we look forward to seeing you, bud. If not, make sure you come back and have a chat with us. Tell us what's going on in the second split. We'd love to find out what's going on there, too.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, sure will.
How's HPR going to fare next week? Have you guys got much time on the track?
No, not at all. I'll have to get onto the guys earlier with. We've got the Melbourne Grand Prix on next weekend. I'm not sure if I've got a ticket in there yet, but so I mightn't even be about. So I'll have to get in a bit of early practice with the boys and see.
Yeah, I'd be going to that bad boy. Let me tell you, I'm going to try to go to the U.S. Grand Prix when it comes to Circuit of the Americas in November. So I understand completely.
We've got the V8s there, so our Volvo might be there. So I'm going to try and get a ticket in there. Our sponsor, Altitude Volvo, my mate Grant Street got Australia's Volvo Salesman of the Year, so I said I'd give a bit of a shout out to him.
Hey, that's awesome, buddy.
Second year running, so yeah.
Sounds great, buddy.
I said he might sell more now that their Volvo went so well last weekend.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
They did a great job. Volvo had a great car last week.
Don't spoil it. I hadn't seen it yet.
Right. I think they're going to put the handbrake on them for next week. Yeah.
Well, boys, as we move on to Mid-Ohio next week, it will be very interesting, and you're not going to want to miss the action from Mid-Ohio next week. Same time, Friday night at 9:15 Eastern Time here in the Eastern Time Zone in the United States. And we want to say thank you guys for coming and watching us here at Bathurst. It was a fantastic race. We are officially halfway over with this season here in 2014. Season 1 of 2014. It has been nothing short of amazing so far. Mark Anderson has led the way to this point in the standings, and he has just continued to put down great results. Another great race today, finishing 5th. So make sure you join us next week as we head off to Mid-Ohio. Kane, any final things before we head off, bud?
No, I think we're about ready to go. Just a great race here at Bathurst. I think we've said it a number of times, just to get through 31 laps with as many cars, without any catastrophes. It just really speaks for the quality of the field that we got here. And such great racing, door-to-door racing and bumper-to-bumper racing all throughout the field tonight. Just excellent. The whole day was just excellent here at Bathurst.
Absolutely, buddy. It really was. Thanks again, everybody. We surely do appreciate you watching us. If you enjoyed the show, please help us get the word out and like and share the video. We'd love for more viewers to come and check out this amazing series, and we'd love to see the V8 Supercar America series continue to grow. If you enjoy what you see, hey, go check out iRacing and go enjoy these races, get in these wonderful cars. We love the V8 Supercars with true passion here in America. I'd love to see the V8 Supercars in America really, really grow. And I know that it will with time, but thanks again, guys. Once again, I do want to thank our wonderful sponsors, V8 Supercar Fan Group, Direct Clutch Services, and our very own V8 Online Superstore. I'm JD Smith. With me tonight, Kane Kraft, and also Marty Carroll here to chat with us in the booth. We'll see you next week live from Mid-Ohio. You guys have a wonderful night.
There's a little bit of contact there from Scott. He muscles his way past.
Into the back of... Muggleton just has to cross over this crest. He will cross the line.